We are back. Happy New Year, everyone. It's going to be a great year, year of the horse.
I don't even know what that means. What does that mean?
Means we're starting off strong. Last year was
Okay.
year of the snake. I was actually born year of the snake, believe it or not. I don't really know what
Oh.
it means for meant for last year, but from everything I've read, year of the horse is supposed to be like a strong comeback year. Year
Hell
of the
yeah.
snake, you shed everything, out with the old, in with the new. So there we go.
Liking the horse vibes more than the snake vibes.
And perfect time for us to get back on the horse with two girls, one ticket. I
Woo!
know everyone has missed us. We missed all of you. Lots of people wondering when we were coming back, but we're back.
I
Had
don't
a
have
lot
to
of
miss you
things
for
going
long.
on. Biggest and happiest congratulations to Brogan and Adam, officially engaged.
I'm engaged. It's literally so excited. It finally happened. So here we
Give
are.
us the
Sitting here talking
details.
about it.
Everyone wants to know.
Adam leading up to it was like, so what's your perfect, engagement situation? And I'm not that type of person that likes people jumping out of the bushes and like a big, I think it's a little cheesy. No offense for people that do like, and I'm sure they get some badass pictures. I think it's something intimate. So I told Adam literally I just want it to be him and I, something special. And New Year's Day, I woke up and he was on one knee on the right, and I was like, "Oh my God, is it happening?" And I was like screaming and so excited. And then all day New Year's Day, we were celebrating just with friends and family, and it was really, really special. So I'm super excited.
So fun. Well, I'm so excited. Loved getting the pictures. The ring is beautiful.
He
Very
did
impressed
help.
with Adam. Did so well. So, see, we're off to a good start. Strong
These
horse
horse vibes, I
year.
love it. Love it. I'm a
Yes.
horse gal.
Well, a lot to talk about and catch up on. Perfect time to jump back in with the national championship coming up on Monday. Cannot wait. Australian Open's off to a strong start. Big news in the golf world. Brooks Koepka back to the
Ooh,
PGA Tour. Basketball
interesting.
getting deeper in the season. NFL inching towards the Super Bowl. Have some great games coming up this weekend. Big announcement with Harbaugh to the Giants. I'm so excited about that. Big movement in the transfer portal. Texas came through with some big players after a slow start.
Yes.
Skims and Nike just came out with possibly the ugliest shoe I've ever seen. We'll get to that.
It's
Went
horrific.
Horrific. Winter Olympics coming up in February. We're going to cover some of that, but we missed all of you and so glad you're back with us. So we will get going. Also, while we're talking about bringing things back, explain to me this 2016 trend that everyone's posting pictures from 2016, like you had to be there or, I don't know, whatever it was, like back, take me back. Anyways, I
Uh,
saw you took part of it and posted some
yeah.
USC, some Vegas photos. What
Oh,
is
hell
this and
yeah.
where did it come from?
I have no idea, but any chance I get to kind of relive those college years, I was like, oh, hell yeah. So I'm throwing it down in Cabo, throwing it down at Mango Deck. There's some videos of me in Vegas. I'm really pumping my little stick with the glitter everywhere,
Well, I
like
had to
doing the
double
whole nine.
check the USC picture. You were on bleachers, and I'm like, "Were you a cheerleader?"
Oh,
That's what
God,
it looked
no.
like because
God,
all the girls
no.
were matching the matching
I was worse. I
t-shirts.
was a sorority
Sorority.
girl. I don't know what's
So
better.
funny.
I
Well,
was
I see.
going through my Snapchats, like Snapchat memories. Haven't used that for years, so I had to like re-sign in and do that whole nine. But I was going through Rush. I was like, oh my God, how did I ever do that? That's horrific.
Seems like a marathon to get through that, but
Lots of screaming,
probably.
lots of dancing.
Well, it prompted me to, like, go back and I'm like, "Do I even have pictures from 2016?" And, like, not that I was gonna post them, but I'm like, "What was I doing in 2016?" But it is funny to look back and just see, like, who you were with and where you were and what you were doing, what you looked like, just
Yeah,
kinda fun.
yeah. I asked
Um,
Adam too. I was like, did I look better now or back then? And he goes, he made a face. He just goes, like, didn't want to answer the question. I was like, you asshole. So,
he's like, "I met you now." The stage is set. Indiana, I guess they're more relevant than we once thought, and the
goddamn,
Miami Hurricanes. Who is it going to be?
that is a tough question. I mean, Indiana, who?
Funny you say who. So this is the first two Adidas teams to be in the national championship ever. Obviously, I'm checks over stripes
Yeah.
forever, but I saw Adidas or somebody came out with a little ad that was like duck duck who, for like
Yeah, I get
Like
it.
HOOO.
Oh my
Anyways,
god.
that really stung, but I've gotta say, they deserve to be where they are. It's gonna be a great game with Miami, 2 incredible programs, some amazing stories. Obviously, we've kept up with some of it. Mendoza, Heisman winner, total class act.
Mhm.
Could be the most expensive college football championship ever. Trump and Rubio are said to attend. Perfect setting for them, obviously, in Florida. I think it's gonna be so fun. You were just down in Miami.
I was. I literally despise Miami. I don't know how you feel about it. I know you're a big Florida gal, but you're doing it better, I think, than Miami people are.
It's a mixed bag, but I do love Miami, I do love Coral Gables, do love the Hurricanes as a school, as a brand. That's kind of a little bit of a different, but yeah, Miami can go one of 2 ways. The
I just
super flashy,
it's
grimy, or like
I
a
literally
little
have never
ghetto.
seen people do they literally make their Ferraris ghetto. And I'm like,
Yeah,
how is that possible? So,
yeah, not the
but
classiest.
yes, I was there when they played Ole Miss as well. And let me tell you, what's this? I don't even know what this
The
is,
U,
but
all
they
about the
got me
U.
doing the U. I was doing the U at a bar, taking green tea shots.
Everybody hands go up.
I was looking
I
around. I don't
love
know what I'm
it.
doing, guys.
Oh my
So
gosh, you've converted East
I did.
Coaster.
I did a little. So it was a good win for sure against Old Miss. So I'm excited to see them against Indiana.
It's gonna be a great game. Obviously, Mendoza grew up in Miami. His high school is 30 minutes away from where the national title will be played. Went to football camps there. His dad had ties to some of the football coaches in Miami. His mom played tennis at University of Miami, and he wanted to go there and they didn't take him. So I think this has just come full
Full
circle. He's
circle.
gonna be back. He's going to want to win. So his mom has MS and she's been battling it for almost 2 decades, which I didn't realize. She's in a wheelchair. I saw some pictures
Oh
after
no.
the last game. I know, so sad, but they just seem like such a nice family. She was so
Hmm.
happy to be there. Obviously, his brothers, it's the Alberto, his brother who's on the team, which I think is so cool. Just seemed like such a beautiful, lovely family, obviously Cuban. He's Catholic, never misses mass even on game days, which I
No.
love. Just think it's so sweet. And then Miami, obviously, it's just amazing on and off the field, obviously. So from his personal side, I know that there's more to the team than just him. But then Miami playing at their home field, which is crazy. First team in modern era of college football to play for the title at their home stadium, which is kind of cool, and playing for the first time in 25 years. So, I'm really rooting for the Canes, but I think they might get crushed.
I mean, those Indiana fans too. They're definitely going to show up in Miami. And it's cold as hell, I'm sure, in Indiana. I don't even know. I've never been, but yeah, I feel like it's going to be a crazy game. Both fans are going to go wild.
Yeah, well, speaking of your weather, for those of you that listen, and I know you remember my South
Oh,
Florida weather lesson with
your
the iguanas.
iguanas.
That,
Yeah.
yes, they get stunned when the temperatures drop below 40. Well, weather should be nice on Monday, but today, actually, South Florida and Florida in general, we're supposed to get the coldest weather that they've
Oh.
had all season, interestingly enough. But with that, so Palm Beach has a low A affiliate baseball team of the St. Louis Cardinals, and they're the Palm Beach Cardinals. And so they've taken on an alternate identity as the frozen iguanas. How fitting.
You're lying.
I'm telling you, I started it all here when I gave that weather lesson.
I
And
think you 100% did.
yes, so now their branding and everything has been redone with the
Frozen
upside down
iguanas.
iguanas. Yes. So, yeah, that's just a little side note.
I
But
feel like that's like not an intimidating mascot or like logo at all,
no,
Just
but
like,
I think the frozen iguana, yeah, stunned
yeah.
iguanas upside down. Um, but back on track. So back to what you were saying about all the fans traveling there. Obviously, it's a fun place to go visit and go to a game. But while I was watching the Indiana Oregon game, I heard that Indiana has the largest living alumni network. I had never would have guessed in a million years. So I literally fact checked it and they totally do. It does include all 9 of Indiana University campuses. That would be like including, Texas and then all of the UT system schools, I'm assuming. But either way, so Indiana was 1, Penn State, Michigan, UCLA, Ohio State, and Texas at 6. I thought that was kind of a surprising list.
How do you know what qualifies the largest living alumni? Is it like people just went to the school and
Yeah,
graduated
went
or
to the school and
active
are obviously alive.
donators? Okay,
No,
gotcha,
just
gotcha.
yeah.
Okay, well, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
So I'm guessing they travel well, and then obviously Miami, plenty of people, plenty of alumni. plenty of people that are going to pay to get in, expensive ticket. I saw a suite was going for $1 million, just
Oh.
crazy. Also, fun fact, so Sebastian is Miami's mascot, obviously well known. Always love him in puddles, but Sebastian is an ibis, which is a bird typical of South Florida. And long before Sebastian in 1941, there was Ace, a bulldog. He was so cute. He was the face of the Miami Hurricanes. And
Aw.
before that, these students would just bring dogs to their games as mascots, which I thought was kind of cool. And one of
Aw.
the most recognizable ones, I saw this old school picture. It was called Hurricane One, and it was a boxer, and he traveled with the team. How
Aw.
cool is that? And then in
Cutie.
1958, they adopted the ibis as the official school mascot, which in folklore, I guess in Florida, it's the last bird to leave before a hurricane and the first one to return after the storm passes. So it's a symbol of resilience. Cute.
How cute and significant is that?
So
Jeez.
significant. All
Way
your
more
Miami
exciting than the
facts.
yeah, I was gonna say way more exciting than the Ohio Buckeye
That
nuts or
guy,
whatever.
yeah, the nut, exactly. Brutus, yeah,
Brutus the nut.
exactly. Well, that's going to be a great game on Monday. I'm going Canes, but I think that Indiana will win.
I think I got my U going. I gotta
God,
keep that up. So we'll jump on the Miami train
love
for
it.
now.
Let's do it. Transfer portal, obviously a major hot topic this season, more
Huge.
so than ever. So these are some stats that I got handed to from one of our favorite listeners, Jeff Sagan again.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
of these, love
What a
him. Saw him
guy.
yesterday. He's like, "When are you coming back?" I'm like, "Don't you worry, we're recording tomorrow."
We just
So
need to be long enough where people start to miss us, and then
exactly.
we're
Then they
back.
know that we're filling a void. Exactly. Make us
Come
feel
back
more
strong like the
important.
horse. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, of the final four teams, Ole Miss, Indiana, Miami, and Oregon, the percentage of total starts by players that transferred were really interesting. So, Ole Miss was 66.3%. Nearly two of every three starters came from other schools. Indiana, 65.4%. Very portal heavy roster. Miami, 53.6%. More than half of their starters were transfers. Oregon, 42.6% heavy, but obviously not as heavy as the others. Those are massive percentages of players that came from the transfer portal, which is a totally different way to stack a team. Most Texas, by comparison, was 17%. So they rely heavily on high school recruiting and not transfers, and they take top prospects. But what we've talked about is tough to go out there and be betting on these high school players that haven't shown for anything. And then the complete opposite mentality, like for Signetti in Indiana, is he wants to see how players have performed at this level on the college field, see the record, see how they've proven themselves on the field when it counts. And you're not betting on something that hasn't been proven to some degree. So,
I feel like it's more rewarding as a coach to, bet on somebody and then kind of coach them and make them who they are and really like mold them to what you want them to be. I think that's way more rewarding than, oh, that guy's good. I'm going to take him.
but I think you still have to put together, it's not just about getting whether you're coming, elite from the transfer portal or from high school. I still feel like it's putting the pieces together. And at the end of the day, you still have to be a good coach. You have to make sure the team
Yeah.
works together. I think even though you've been kind of proven in college, it doesn't mean that playing at Indiana or Ohio State or Oregon or Miami or Texas is not the same as coming from, North Texas or some school
Yeah.
where kids are getting pulled from. But I think it's very interesting. But it was a heavy topic for this year. Obviously, I think Texas is leading right now or two on their what they've stacked from the portal. Texas has made out like crazy so far, and obviously had a slow start. They were getting heat from it. Then they got Cam Coleman, number one wide receiver, Dalen Smothers, Rasheem Biles. So I think it'll be interesting to see how, if they lose and don't make the playoffs again, there's going to be a bigger problem.
I mean, it's going to be super cool too, because I feel like Arch is going to have a lot of, badass people kind of surrounding him, get him to the playoffs as last year. I think it'll be a fun season for Texas for sure.
Yeah, I think it will too. So we will see. But by the way, Signetti must like to drink. Every interview that I've ever heard him say, other than people
My
poking
guy.
at him of like, literally, why are you never looking happy? Have you ever smiled in your life? The other thing, like all he responds to everything is, "Oh, I'm not really focused on the next game. I'm just looking forward to cracking open a beer." That's
Well, he's got to
what he says
celebrate.
after every. I guess so. I mean, hopefully he lets his guard down a little bit, but we know he likes to drink, so good for him.
I mean, he took a non football existing school to one of the biggest powerhouses right now in football. So usually they're known for their basketball. So I hope he's cracking
I
open multiple
know.
beers for getting them
Yes.
there.
Literally, I'm still so impressed out of nowhere. I should have given him more credit. Here they are. Another hot topic, Brooks Koepka returning to the PGA Tour after leaving for Live, and there's a lot of question if he should have been let back.
Yeah. I have mixed feelings about this. I don't know. What's your perspective on it?
I kind of feel the same way, and I know that a lot of the players have also mixed reactions, and he may not be the, only one that decides to come back, but, like, Wyndham Clark was one of the players that said he's torn. He's like, "If someone had told everyone that they could go and make, a boatload of money and then be able to come back and play for the PGA Tour, he thinks everyone would have done it. Like, why wouldn't you have? The PGA
I
is not
mean,
going
if
anywhere
you're
with
good
their."
enough.
Right, but I mean, they were offering money to everyone across the board. Even the top people, some of them just decided not to go, but then others went. And then to get it come back, he's like, it's kind of frustrating that they get to get their cake and get to eat it too. Which I agree with that, because I think it was first that if you win, you couldn't come back. So everything's kind of shifted, and I know they had to
Yeah.
make a way back, and having a Kepka back, in the PGA is ultimately good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
But
mean, you want the best players playing each other.
mhm.
How that happens, I don't know. Obviously, he's getting fined and stuff. He's getting fined like $5 million. He's gonna
Yeah,
lose
so
out on
he's
like
he's
50 to 90 million or something because of this.
right.
So,
Yeah. So he's
I
ineligible
mean,
for the player equity program for
that's
5
what it is.
years,
Yeah.
and there are penalties, $5 million donation. He's ineligible for the 2026 FedEx Cup bonus payout. So there are things
Those are
that he's
significant.
gonna, yeah, not really a hit to his bank account after taking what
Well,
he
I mean, yeah,
got from
that's true.
Live.
They're also not taking away, any slots in these tournaments, like, they're adding it. So it's not like anybody should be, like, pissed off. They should wanna play one of the best players in the world for golf, but I don't know. I guess mixed feelings, there's different perspectives on it, but, I mean, at the end of the day, he is getting fined, and we do wanna see him back at the PGA Tour. I think the PGA is the best by far, so
Totally, yeah, and so he'll be eligible for President's Cup, he'll be eligible for TGL if he wanted to, but the PGA Tour had to obviously pivot and make a new returning members program so that players kind of have a guideline. So they have to apply between January 12th and February 2nd, and that only applies for this season, it doesn't count for 2027 or whatever, it's only for the 2026 season, and it's open to players who participated in unauthorized tournaments like Live, have been a member for a minimum of 2 years and have won the Players, Masters, US Open, PGA Championship, and/or the Open Championship from 22 to 25. So that really limits kinda who can bounce back. It's
yeah.
really Koepka, Rahm, DeChambeau, Smith. So
Yeah, won a major
we'll
since
see.
2022, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so we'll have to see, see what they decide to do, but very interesting.
I they probably got sick of just hearing blasting music while they're teeing off? It
I
can be
mean,
very distracting.
well, and at some point, the Live is going to have to crumble unless they just want to keep losing like millions and like hundreds of $1 million a year between paying people and the sponsorships and these tournaments and all that. I mean, there's no way they're going to get sick of just losing money that's
It's
going
not
nowhere.
sustainable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not sustainable. Winter Olympics will be kicking off in February. Andrea Bocelli is set to perform, love him, at the opening
Uh,
ceremony in
that'll
Milan
be very
Cortina.
cool.
Yes, February 6th. It'll be amazing to watch. Perfect fit for that. I love the Winter Olympics.
I think they're by far the best. I mean, you see those skiers and those snowboarders, I'm like, "Holy crap, I can't even
Speed
get down a freaking
skating.
green."
It's yeah, same. It's unbelievable. Everyone's getting their kits and, capsules out for Olympic lines. The Ralph Lauren look was very
Oh,
chic,
I know, I
very
sent you that this
good.
morning. I love
Yes.
their vibe.
Very cozy, very chic, classy. Some of it was a little bit loud, but for the most part, it was like the white cable knit, like specifically the one you said, just
Yeah.
kind of cashmere-esque, with just a little Olympic
Oh, yeah, very
ode. Yeah,
small.
love that. Nike had their debut. Absolutely polarizing designs. So everything came from the ACG line. There are some very classy pieces and then just some that are so tacky. Like, can we just not say
Ugh,
minimal? Like, sometimes less is just more. And I get being patriotic and wanting to show red, white, and blue. Yeah, but does it all need to be red, white, and blue and
no.
like gimmicky? How about just some white, simple, classy with a little pop of something? American or patriotic or red, white, and blue. There is this, I said it to you, like a fleece navy zip-up jacket with, like, a snow-covered mountain range on the front. It's kinda brown, like, I couldn't tell if it was moss or snow. You don't even know if it's mountains, and then you could obviously tell from the back that it was an eagle, and you're like, "Oh, those must be mountains." And it was
Yeah.
just a bad graphic,
Oh,
bad everything. I mean, like, it made no sense, just terrible, and
so who
then
came up with this?
literally, then I saw a bright like, none of it goes together, like, you'd think you'd wanna have, like, a cohesive look. Then there was this bright blue sweatshirt, like, which again has nothing to do with red, white, and navy blue, and on the sleeve, it said USA with, like, the icy I'm, like, talking about the
Ooh.
slushy, like,
Wasn't it like
icy,
orange
like
too kinda or something? Like, wasn't it like an
no, it's
orangish
bright and
color?
then it just said, like, USA down it, like, kinda iced out, and then there was a cartoon eagle carrying skis,
Yeah,
but
that was
not
tough.
like a gray it was so weird. But then there was, like, some nice, just navy, simple and white. I just like to keep it simple and
I do
classy.
too. I as well, but
And what other brand would be wanting to make their mark for the Olympics?
oh,
None other than
take a wild guess.
Skims. Skims by Team USA. They launched their 4th limited edition capsule, a couple days ago. Are exactly where they need to be at the right time. Don't know how they keep it all straight, but incredible marketing from them per usual.
God damn, I know. Kardashians, they have made a name for themselves.
Yes, and separate of that, nothing to do with their Olympic, launch. They came out with the first Nike Skims shoe, and I
Oh,
am
wow.
telling you, it is the ugliest shoe I've ever seen, and I've been reading it like how fashion's gonna love it, and it's gonna be the next biggest trend.
Oh my
If you can show me one person that this shoe looks flattering on and looks good on their leg and or their foot, I would love to see it. Kim
it
Kardashian was
looks like a hoof or a huff, like a animal, you know what
y
I'm
y
talking about?
yes. Nike did have a shoe in the '90s that was actually really popular, and it had the split toe, and it was discontinued, and I think that's where they got the inspiration and brought it back, but it is so low profile. It's described as minimalist, sleek, and flattering. Like, okay, but what about support, comfort, colors, design? Like, anything
It's like
that
a
would drive
toe
me to shoe.
sock or shoe
Y
situation.
The colors are black, velvet brown, and Archeo brown. Take your pick, Brogan. What's it gonna be?
I'm more of a pink gal, so I probably won't be purchasing any of those.
Yeah. The split toe design actually was originally inspired from runners in Kenya that run barefoot, and they wanted to mimic that more of a natural movement from your foot. So
I'd be bad on
I
the
will be
knees.
very curious to see how that goes. There were some pictures I saw that were snapped of Kim Kardashian, not done up in an ad or anything, but just like out in Skims and those shoes. And I'm like, okay, not even she like they're awful. They're absolutely terrible. I want to see somebody look good in these shoes. So keep your eye out and send them our way if you
They're
see a
gonna
flattering.
if I see somebody I know in those, they're gonna be the laughing stock of the year for me.
Nike signed Anna Leigh Waters. This is right in line with your initial investment of
Oh,
pickleball.
yeah. I was before the
She
game. I inspired them, actually.
Anna Leigh Waters, 18 years old, professional pickleball player, number 1 in the world in singles, doubles, and mixed doubles. Unbelievable. And the first pickleball athlete to be signed by Nike. Historic deal for her, historic deal for Nike and the world of pickleball.
Good for her.
Yeah,
And they
amazing. Fits the bill. She's young, she's attractive,
yeah.
biggest sport. Um, she became a professional pickleball player at 12 years old, which I'm still trying to figure out. Like, do you
How
just
does
say
that
you're a professional
qualify?
pick exactly, yeah. Or like,
Like,
what's the criteria? Do you enter a tournament and you're automatically but good for her, she's done something right. Clearly somebody that grew up just learning pickleball and that was her sport. She also has deals with Delta, DoorDash, and Ulta beauty, brand, and really back to tapping into the demographics we've talked about before and mixing beauty and
mhm.
athletes. Very smart move for Nike. She's aligned herself with all the sponsorships. So really cool to see. Similarly, for Padel, the world's number 1, Arturo, 23 years old, and he's the first Padel athlete that Rolex has sponsored.
Very
So
cool.
another, insanely popular, very international sport, but on the rise too for signing big deals. And back to Indiana for a minute. Mark Cuban funding NIL for them. I had no idea he went to Indiana. Like, no idea.
Well, he finally showed up and took pride in his school, and they started getting good at football. Apparently,
I mean, yeah, and great person to have behind your team and your sports and have his pockets behind it, but
yeah.
he graduated in 1981, and, I mean, good for him for, putting money back into the program, and it's gonna be a tough call when somebody's up against Indiana and they're like, "Here, talk to Mark Cuban," and he's gonna be floating your NIL, and, I just love to see that, that he went back and, he could have gone to another school or anything, put it money somewhere else, but good for him for doing that um, for Indiana.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yes, very nice. Good job, Mark.
What a guy.
What a guy. Speaking about what a guy, John Harbaugh. I
Oh
was
God, your
so
fave.
excited. I love him as a coach, and obviously, I was really hoping that he landed at the Giants, and I thought it would
Mhm,
be a good fit, but I was also thinking if he didn't go there, the Dolphins would have been a great spot for him, would have made me
mhm.
a little bit more of a Dolphins fan because I no longer really have any sight on the Dolphins after my guy, Mike McDaniel's fired.
Oh boy.
So sad. But I guess Jackson Dart was a big selling point for Harbaugh for the Giants, and he sat down with him for a couple hours before, meeting with everybody else just to kind of feel things out with him. And obviously that went well. So I really hope he's a good culture fit and connects all the pieces and gets them back to where they should be. But Scat, Harbaugh, and Dart, woo wee.
That's gonna be exciting. No, I think also what a good selling point was I know Lamar Jackson, he's obviously a killer running QB. I think Jackson Dart as well kind of has that same ability, and I think that'll be good from a coaching perspective. So a lot of synergy, hopefully there.
Definitely, and he joins, the 20 million a year club with,
Yeah, that's
Andy
another
Reid.
motivating factor.
Big motivating factor, yeah, and one of 2 coaches, Andy Reid and now him. Sounds like a great
$20
contract
million
and what
club.
for 5 years, ride it out. Yeah,
Gosh,
not a bad life.
no, not at all.
Next, we'll just have to see where Mike McDaniel lands. I mean, I hope he goes somewhere good. I wish that wherever or whatever team he lands on would keep him mic'd up at all times. If you ever
Yes.
hear him, like, when he's mic'd up, he is just so
Guy is
funny.
hilarious.
He's hilarious, and it is just the way he dresses and his Air Force Ones, and I think he'll probably look for a head coaching job, but I know that he was open to some OC positions as well. Um, but
Yeah,
I
he's hilarious. He doesn't strike me as like an NFL head coach at all, but
at
I
all.
absolutely love him, so I wish the best for him. I
And,
hope he
I
gets
had to look up, like, his family life and make sure he was married and all and all of that.
make sure he's a good guy.
Yeah. And,
So Lane Kiffin. No, I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
and, his wife, he actually met he was, like, dancing with one of his players or, like, somebody else, and then that's how he met him. That's how he met his wife, like, one of Mike McDaniel's players or somebody was dancing with this girl, and
Oh,
then
okay,
he,
then
like,
swooped
swiped it yeah,
in. Got some
mhm. He's got some game too.
swag.
Oh, he's got swag for sure.
Hell yeah.
So funny. Tiger Woods, speaking of some swag too, had his 50th birthday party at the Breakers earlier this week. 300-person invite only party. Everyone was
Ooh,
told to wear a touch of red, obviously celebrate his birthday and celebrate 30 years of the TGR Foundation. He served as Masters champion dinner as the menu. John Bon Jovi played. Um, Seemed like a really cool event. Vanessa, Trump, and Kai were in
ooh,
attendance.
I
Poor
love
Kai, did you see her with her hand all wrapped up from her
Oh, her
surgery?
surgery. How crazy was that? She just publicly announced that, and I was like, "Oh my god, how is this gonna affect her career at U
The
Miami?" You
you,
know?
exactly. She'll probably be at the game too. I know. She's so cute and she looked so beautiful in her red dress and with her
I
mom. And then
loved
she
her,
had her
like, little
puffy
blush.
little,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. She just seems so like innocent. I just love her.
She's awesome. I love that
She's great.
Vanessa Trump was with, Tiger Woods. I think that's a powerhouse duo right there because Vanessa's
Totally.
raised her children so well, and
Ye
obviously Donald Trump Jr., lost out on her, but
I agree with that, and then Kai and, Charlie being close and having their own, respective golf careers and going to the same school and all that, I just think it's
very
super
cute.
cool. TGR Foundation was founded actually by him and his father, Earl, in 1996. They do a lot of cool, great work for, education. for
My
children.
Sorry to cut you off.
Okay.
No, my brother, guess where he stayed when he went to the Masters last year?
Where?
He literally stayed at, one of the TGR Foundation's houses, and he stayed with the CEO of the
Oh, how
foundation.
cool.
Just him, his buddy, and the CEO. They were sharing a
So
house with
fun.
chefs and everything. I was like, "Oh, did you
That's
become close and everything?" But it was a cool story. He said the house is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm sure. So fun. When they announced their partnership with Arthur Blanks, the Atlanta Falcons owner, to bring a TGR Learning Lab to Atlanta to provide more opportunities for kids to learn and grow. Just such a great cause, and love to see people like Arthur Blanks and Tiger teaming up. The party was actually on Wednesday. TGL had a match on Tuesday with Jupiter Links played New York Golf Club. Seems kind of cool. I guess that season just started back. And then it was announced that the women's TGL is about to take off and will also be played in Florida, which I'm really curious how that works. Major investor behind it is Alex Morgan, which is a good fit and a good name to have behind a women's,
Mhm.
initiative. But Alex Morgan just says that she thinks women's golf have this massive opportunity to blow up. And at first, I was really questioning, like, okay, TGL for men's is still like, viewership went down from where it started. There's,
Yeah.
trying to figure out networks and all of that. Interesting concept. I think it's cool. Seems like people that attend have fun. But I'm like, to try women's, like, give it some time with the men's to see if it works before trying the women's. Or on the flip side, why didn't they start with women's, and try something new and then go to men's? But either way, then the more I thought about it, I'm like, I think it's actually really cool. And I think that she's actually right. As far as a sport, the golfers are very marketable. It is an
Sure.
elite sport. The fashion in golf is getting so much better. I think there could be, if you get, like we say, the right people involved and the right people promoting it, I really think it could take off. Obviously, they play beautiful courses in beautiful places. It's more of a sport that I could see, it's a little bit more equal, I think, men's and women's to me, in a way, kind of like tennis, like, as far as, like, pay, it's not team. I just think I like it. I've
No, I
never.
I love everything about golf. I think it's, I think it's one of the hardest sports ever. It's
Mhm.
freaking mental as hell. Second you're, hitting a beautiful shot, the next you're throwing it into the trees. So, I definitely agree with everything you're saying though. It's my favorite aesthetic as well. I love my little golf
Totally,
skirts.
and I'm not someone that wears, like, country club everything or whatever, but I've gotten a couple pieces lately from clubs or traveling or whatever, and it's women's. It's like, I have these 2, and I got them at 2 different places. It's Peter Millar, but they're these
Oh yeah.
pullovers, and they're like my first things that
Yeah.
I wanna pull out of
Love
my closet. It's just the absolute
little
best
quarter zips.
fabric. Yes, it's a quarter zip. The sleeves are kinda cuffed and, like, just very well done, like, they fit perfectly. I'm like, that's kind of funny to shift after every athleisure brand, Nike, whatever it is that I'm used to wearing, and like, those are the first 2 that I would like to pull out. So I think overall it's, the hats are good. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
into my hats, but like,
Yeah.
I just feel like the logos and the brands and everything surrounding golf is just elite. I love it.
Just classing it up over there,
I know.
Lauren.
We got to start spending some more time on the golf course, me and you. Maybe we should
Let's
take
go
it up.
hit the course right after this, at the country
Exactly.
club that we just invited ourselves
Yes,
to.
we'll be meeting on the patio in no time.
Yeah, you better put that sweatshirt on.
Oh, yeah, I'm
So
going, yeah. Tony Finau of Nike, big golfer, just became Jordan's new golf guy. Such a good fit for the brand. Been a Nike guy forever. Learned more about him on Full Swing, which, by the way, that's where I also learned a lot more about Brooks Koepka. And I always loved him. I'm like, he's so attractive. He's in good shape. He's a good golfer. Then I saw him on that show and with Jenna Sims, and I'm like, okay,
oh god,
she's awful.
trash.
She's absolutely terrible. It made him look worse. It made me not like him very much.
She has
I will
0
stay the
class.
fact that he's a good golfer, but outside of that, yeah, no interest. She's terrible. Um, Anyways, but learn more about Tony on, Full Swing as well. He has 6 children, and he
Does he?
travels as 6 children, and he travels with his family. He tries to take them to all the
Oh,
tournaments when he can. I just think it's a great fit. Seems like a great guy.
I mean,
Big for Nike.
he looks like a basketball player. Have you seen how tall, like, he's huge.
Yes, he's
He's like
huge.
6'2" or 6'3" or something.
Yeah.
So, I think it all makes sense.
Yeah, it's a great brand fit, and a lot of the marketing that they've come out with and his little, the little commercial, of him hitting in the garage and on it. I think it's all very well done. Perfect fit. And Caitlin Clark just visited Nike ahead of her signature shoe debut. We'll see what that looks like. True Nike fashion. They went all out, gave her CC logo varsity jacket, had cookies with her logo on it, cappuccinos with
Oh,
her logo on top. Just very well done. Seemed like it was a great event. We'll see how that shoe debut. She's crushing all
hopefully
around.
no toe sock shoes, I can tell you
No,
that.
yeah, none of that. None of that.
Hope she's better than that.
No, a little surprising to me, Tom Brady. We'll have to
Oh
ask
my
Adam what do you think that the new chief
god.
wellness officer for a firm that's fighting the costs of weight loss drugs. Super interesting brand fit to me. Do you not think?
Yeah, no, it's the most fascinating thing ever. I don't know who's his PR team is, but that's quite the brand.
Again, I guess it makes sense. He has the reach. He's super known for his fitness and everything. So EMED is super big on GLP-1 and the boom and weight loss. And so they brought him on board to scale access to the weight loss drug and build awareness to it. Um,
Is it like
it's
Ozempic? What is it?
yes, it's
Okay.
those all of those fall in the same category, and I don't even know the names of all of them, but essentially that's what it is. I mean, it's exploded into a multi-billion-dollar industry so quickly, and I think people the accessibility and the cost is just a lot and not covered by insurance in, many cases, and I think that's where he comes in. So,
You still don't know how it's going to affect you later on. That's why I'm very skeptical about all of this. It's
yeah,
interesting that he's taking that partnership, but
I
as
agree.
chief wellness officer,
Chief wellness, I'll add
him
it
and
to the list.
RFK.
Yeah. It
Did
looks
you
like
see him with Alex Earl,
he
by
had
the way?
himself a fun little New
Or
Year's.
is that where you were going
Yes.
with that?
Yes.
I was like, what publicity stunt is this? But they looked cozy.
They sure did, and of course, David Portnoy came out, and I just literally, like, love everything that he says, but of course, he had
Dave.
to put his 2 cents in, and everyone was hating on the age difference, and he was just like, "Age is just a number, let him live. If you were 50 and you could pull her, you would too," which is
Just
fair. I mean,
trying
why
to
not?
make himself feel better. His
Totally.
girlfriends are like 25 too, so
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know, we'll see, I guess, if anything follows with that, but I always wonder
I
that, like,
hate
is
the
this just like
game.
a one
I
and
hate the
done thing?
player.
Yeah, Australian Open started, summer currently down there, Roger Federer headed back for the
Better.
opening festivities for the first time since his retirement. They had the highest day one qualifying crowd, a little over 7,500 people, which was great, and then the day one crowd was almost 30,000 people, so great trajectory. They've done a lot to spruce up that tournament and have fan engagement and activations. I read an article that somebody was saying Federer would be the ideal coach to help Alcaraz with some of the things he struggles
Yes.
with on the court. I could
That would
not
be epic.
imagine that. Absolutely epic. And I doubt that he could dedicate the necessary time, obviously,
No.
to travel and all that with all of his own endeavors and commitments and things that he has going on. But I cannot imagine a better duo.
Talk about a powerhouse.
Powerhouse. And Federer's a huge fan of Alcaraz and especially the Alcaraz Sinner rivalry. And they're also great friends off the court, which is kind of fun to see. But I don't know. I just have a hard time thinking that Alcaraz Sinner will ever be like a Federer, Djokovic, Nadal comparison. Like
I
I
don't
just
think
don't
it
think
is.
it's yeah. But anyways, Federer made his way back to the court, played a tiebreaker against Casper Ruud and won. He's just so incredible. Still looks better on the court to me than most of the current pros, if not all. His form, the way he moves, his swag, he kept his Rolex on. I
I love.
love him. Delicious.
Talk about a vibe.
Yes. Djokovic and Sinner in the same half of the draw. Sinner actually leads Djokovic overall 6-4 for an all-time record. So kind of an easy draw for Sinner. And then, as always, I'm rooting for Alcaraz and then
Mhm.
Sabalenka or Pagula on the women's side. What do you think?
Pagula.
Yeah, Pagula.
I need to watch a little bit more tennis to give my opinion.
Yeah, all
Just
right.
like I'm gonna watch some more soccer. So I'll circle back with you.
And spend more time on the golf course with me. So.
Yeah. I got a lot of things
We've
on my
we've
list
got a
over
lot
here,
in
Lauren.
common. Yeah. Basketball ramping up for the best part of the year, March Madness, that's when it all counts. Texas men's basketball is doing better than they have been. Beat
They
Alabama.
are. Oh my
Ye
god, back-to-back ranked wins. That is incredible. I didn't know Texas was a basketball school,
I
but
know, and they should be. It's really embarrassing. embarrassing, and they just gave Vanderbilt their first loss, so another great win.
Yeah. No, I think they're coming off of those, they have definitely some good momentum. I think they've lost to, like, ASU, Virginia, UConn, Mississippi State. I'm missing a few others, but, I think those 2 back-to-back wins are huge for them.
Bring some confidence going forward, getting closer to the tournament, so we'll see. 3 teams remain undefeated: Arizona, Miami, Ohio. How random is that? And Nebraska.
Nebraska ball. Do you
Yeah.
see everybody's been saying that?
No, no.
Because it's apparently trending is what my brother said, but, yeah, Nebraska ball because they've never been a basketball school, so now
That is
here they
so
are.
funny.
They can't, figure it out on in the football field, but they're gonna figure it
Take it
out
to
on
the
the court.
basketball court, love it. And
Volleyball and
Miami,
basketball.
Ohio, just so random to me. I mean, they don't play a ranked opponent all
No,
season. I guess Akron and Bowling Green are considered their, tough opponents, which I guess are regarded as good,
far less
programs, but
impressive.
yeah, very, very random. Women's side, UConn, Vanderbilt, Texas Tech,
I mean,
undefeated.
UConn, they always kill it. They're always number 1. I know a few of my friends I played with, they all went there and yeah, they did well. They're still playing to this day. So definitely a
Yeah, very
powerhouse.
impressive. Kentucky men's and women's beat LSU at the buzzer. Like, wild endings for both of them. What are the chances of that?
When I first read that or when I first saw that, I was like, wait, is this like a co-ed? I was really confused. I was like, oh my gosh, that's
Mixing
incredible.
it up.
More LSU.
What I
Goddamn.
know. Poor LSU. Kim Mulkey has been on fire. Did you see
She
her post-game interview after beating Texas? She was, like, hating on the reporter. She's like, "We beat Texas, so you can't write that in your articles anymore. Do you know how many times I beat Texas in my career? Look it up. Do you know I've lost 3 of my first 4 games and made it in conference before and made it to the Final Four? Write those articles." I just
I have
love her.
never seen somebody with so much passion, you know? She's heels on the ground, hitting,
Stomping.
stomping,
She just
yelling.
threw herself on that table during
Oh,
that game in her gold
yeah.
suit, slammed
God,
her
she's got
head.
sparkles and glitter and just she is something special.
Last
So,
week, they
did
had,
you
like, a
also see her oh, sorry,
oh, no, go
continue.
ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, that stupid 6'7" thing you taught me about. It was, she did it really quick and everybody was like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Oh my god, this is so stupid."
Here it is again. I know I'm surprised that's not already on its way out, but it's definitely still around, especially with the younger kids. But, um, they also do a, like, dress like Kim Mulkey day, and
Oh,
they
I
have
saw that.
fans come out
I
at
started
halftime
getting
dressed
down,
like
like, Kim Mulkey TikTok algorithm. I was
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh my god, this is
It's
hilarious."
pretty funny to see. She's got a look. All right, and time for our playoff picks. Our NFL days are dwindling before the Super Bowl, but some
Yeah.
interesting facts and things thrown in here as we wrap up. So, Bills versus Broncos. Tim Tebow is the only quarterback drafted by the Broncos to win a playoff game.
Mm.
Pretty wild. So, will Bo Nix be next? And I like Bo Nix. Go Ducks. But gotta go with my Bills.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a tough game, definitely in Denver. I always do you get elevation sickness at all?
I don't.
You don't? Okay.
Mm-mm.
Well, I do. So I'm like, okay, I'll already go,
You're gonna have, like, your
Broncos.
oxygen mask on. Do you get, like, those little, like, containers that you spray the
It
oxygen
looks like
to?
you're doing, like, drugs when you're walking
Yes.
around with them, but no, I
Uh
literally get sick, but, I'm
A lot of
hoping that
people
won't
do.
be a factor. Yeah, I mean, the drinking on top of it probably doesn't help,
Yeah,
but
that's
I'm
yeah, it
not
definitely makes you
hungover,
more
I'm just
sensitive.
elevation
Mhm.
sickness.
That's a good
Possibly,
disguise.
can't possibly drink that much, so,
Too
but
funny.
yeah, anyways, I hope the Bills, pull through, but I'm gonna go Broncos on this one.
All right. 49ers versus Seahawks. Sam?
Seahawks did you see? I woke up to a horrific message on my phone that Sam may be on the injured list.
And he is questionable status as of today with an oblique injury, it looked like.
What
I didn't
even
realize he
is
got
your
hurt.
oblique?
I mean,
God
it's a
damn,
sign of
Sam.
your I know, just terrible timing to make this far, and now they don't even know if he's gonna play, so I hope he can, but on a
Oh,
positive side, he just did do something very rare. He's led 2 teams to 14-3 seasons, which is very impressive, joining Manning, Brady, and Goff with that stat,
Hell
so he's in
yeah.
good company, so that's a positive, but I really do hope that he's okay, and I mean, oblique is more of like a strain, it's not like a
Nice on that
break or
bitch. Come on,
Yeah,
Sam.
exactly. Do we like his fiancée? I didn't even realize he was engaged until I saw something that came up that his
Oh,
fiancée had
yeah.
spoken out on something.
No, my brother said she's, very sweet, seems to be likable amongst all the friends, so I think she's a good one, and again, he's such a good guy, he would not choose somebody
Yeah,
that is a freaking lunatic,
you
so I'm
wouldn't think.
super excited for him. Yeah,
Not
we'll
a
plan
Jenna
our weddings
Sims?
together.
Yes, yes,
No,
yes.
no, he's got some class. He's got a lot more
Yeah.
class than her, so
Um, all right. Um, so also interesting for that game, scientists will be measuring how much fans shake the ground at that game. Did you see that? The Pacific Northwest Seismic Network, the PNSN, has installed these seismic sensors. I've never even heard of this inside Lumen Field to measure fan generated ground motion as if they're like tracking an earthquake to see how much the ground shakes.
that's crazy.
So it's such a Pacific Northwest sounding thing though. So
It's
we'll
very
have to
much
see how
this.
those seismic sensors read.
Interesting.
Well, we
I bet
hope the
that's funny to do.
Seahawks win. Yeah, we hope the Seahawks win. Texans versus Patriots.
I am going to go Patriots. I think the Texas defense may give Drake May, a big issue, but
I have to say their defense looks strong, but just never been a fan. So I'm going to hope for Patriots too. Rams versus Bears. Rams,
yep.
Rams, Rams. Although I think it's going to be a little bit difficult. Stafford's record is 1-9 when temperatures are 40 or below. Going into Chicago with the way the temperatures have been,
Freezing.
I think, yeah, I think they said the wind chill is going to be, in the teens or below. That's
He's
not
gonna be
ideal for
one
the
in
Rams.
10. Yeah.
Exactly. Another fun fact, Stan Kroenke, who owns the Rams amongst other professional teams, just became the biggest private landowner in the US.
Mm.
Unbelievable title to have in addition to everything else he's involved in, but, he
Where
closed
is
a
this
deal
land at?
all over, but he closed a massive deal in December, for 937,000 acres in New Mexico, and that's what pushed him over to be the largest private landowner. How crazy is that?
Did he just want to have that title or is he going to do something with this land?
The very good question. I don't know. We'll have to see, but,
Gotta become boys with Stan.
pretty impressive. Yeah, I guess if you own enough professional football, basketball, soccer teams, the next thing you do is take over land.
You just buy a farm, buy acres.
Exactly. Well, it'll be a good weekend of games, and then we
Oh.
will have Monday night for the championship. So we will have a lot to go over for next week. But thanks everyone for being here. We are back. Year of the
Back
horse,
in
stronger than
action.
ever.
Forceful.
Yes, like, follow, comment, subscribe.
All
You
the
know you
above.
love us. We love
Oh.
you. It's mutual. Two girls, one ticket.
Ta-ta.
Now we're off to happy hour because it's
Yay, at the
Friday.
country club. Happy Friday. I know
Hap
usually we do this on like a Tuesday, but woo, we get to
and it's
spice it up
beautiful
a bit.
weather finally today.
I
Yes, it's gonna
know.
be
Oh my
great.
gosh. And I want to
All
see that Peter Millar.
Yes, I'll put it on. All
Bye.
right. Bye, everyone.